Hello everybody, I'm Tom and you are watching me play Divinity Original Sin 2. In today's episode, we're going to do a few things here in Rika's house. Firstly, we're going to talk to his spirit, because I forgot that I can do that somehow at the end of the last episode.
The spirit's lips curl into a sneer.
Don't look so pleased with yourself. You're too quick to act, too green still. Mastery was there for the taking, yet you refused it. I've nothing left to show you, and nothing left to say. Take what you must from my home, but my memories and masteries, they remain with me.
His sneer is now a gash, wide and gruesome. You can barely believe one spirit could harbor so much contempt.
Demand that Rika teach you the ways... actually no, drain his source enthusiastically.
The spirit offers no resistance, but instead spreads his arms as if to welcome his fate.
Creepy motherfucker. I wish they'd redone like an animation there. So that it had like more of a... like him actually like going his arms out. I mean, it's a lot of work for effectively very little, but it would have been cool nonetheless. Also like the fact that he just accepts his fate. It's quite cool.
Spotted something.
What did you spot? Rika's message? Godwoken. Yeah, I already took that. That was weird. Servants of the Stone Garden. Let's have a look at this first. Again, this is going to be another reading thing. I'll put a note in when I've... It's going to be more reading, I apologize. The Servants of the Stone Garden by Merlin Voss. Few may hear the calls of the long dead, but for those of a particular nature, the dead are as loquacious as the living. Loquacious? Loquacious, I believe. I've only ever read that word, I've never actually said it out loud until now. I think loquacious is probably the best way of putting it. Those so blessed and cursed are drawn to the Stone Garden graveyard, which they might learn the ways of the ancients and beyond. One such mystic was Mangan Ox, who gained expertise in both traps and petrification, and, it is said, rigged his own Stone Garden's sepulchre with a fossilizing mist to petrify meddlesome invaders. We've already found that tomb, which is kind of funny. We found the tomb that misted us. All the masked servants are now dead, which is an interesting note, in so much that, great, they're now dead. God, I have a lot of shit on me. Ooh, this armor's what's weighing me down, probably. It weighs more than everything else, usually. That is another reason I should get more strength, if anything, is just so I can carry more shit. Rika's dusty letter, let's take that. Rika's journal, let's take that. Apparently this is junk. Rika, the contract is mine. I will pay you an execution fee of 25% if you take any of my marks, but do not presume to go over my head. Roost. Interesting. That's Roost Aslan. That's the, So Rika was actually potentially going to betray us, anyway, which is interesting. When I was a little boy in the deserts of Mezd, Ben Mezd, I spent a lot of time wandering around alone. Once I found a pebble, small and bright and green, like a fierce eye. I never saw a pebble like it before or since, though I've seen its colors in the collars we clamp on sorcerers. I brought my pebble home and showed it to my grandfather. He was a paladin, but very old. He said to me, "Now that is something, young one. That is a completely new kind of matter entirely." His eyes glittered with a zeal as he found a way to expand my discovery into a sermon on the void and its seductive evils, as usual. A wiser child would have come on to the fact that one could often trust the first thing out of a grandfather's mouth. The thing said before any filter kicked in, but the second thing the lecturer pieced together by a frayed mind, those words could be disregarded. There we go. Sorry, I got cut off slightly by changing the page. No matter, the seed of discovery was planted. I cherished that pebble. Through childhood and adolescence into the divine order and the life of a soldier, it stayed with me always and gave me hope when there was none to be had from the world. It resurrected me that it reassured me that I was special. I'm thinking of Riker, therefore I'm thinking of death. The Essence of Existence, Tears for Troll. I believe I've read both of them. Hey, buddy.
Blessed be.
He doesn't really care that I killed his master, one way or the other, seemingly. We can now go upstairs. Also, all this stuff is made of gold, which makes it very, very expensive. The Essence of Existence Volume 2. I actually am going to read these books. Minor Wits Potion. Cool. That's a bag. I'll take a bag.
He speaks only when the silence is loudest.
Okay. There is a ghost chair here? What the hell's going on with that? There's a ghost woman in the ghost chair.
Spirit sits behind the grand piano, her hands moving to and fro along the ivory keys.
O'er black and white, my fingers dart, as lost between worlds as I am. O'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lord of Life? Direct them.
To the land of fairy tales of heroes, wizards, and young divinity.
The echoes of a distant past pervade the room as the spirit embarks upon a long-lost tune.
It's really cool. All that does allows you to change the music, as you can no doubt hear. The music is now changed in this place, which is so cool. Like, it's just so cool. That allows you to do this. All his stuff is made of gold. I'm not going to take all the knives and forks, but I'll take all the plates. I should take all the knives and forks, but I'm not going to. Feats of the Four. We don't really need that, but I'll take it anyway. So there's a few things for us to actually do in this house, which I'd actually kind of forgotten, if I'm being perfectly frank. But thinking back on it now, there is actually quite a few things we can do in here. I also want this book in here. The Essence of Existence Volume 1. Because I believe these are the books I was looking for ages ago. The Essence of Existence Volume 2. The gods guide our every twitch and twirl, the devout tell us. Yet they also tell us that the seven themselves are guided by the tapestry of time, where all of existence is written in the most indelible of inks. Are we to believe that who we love, what we speak, and where we journey is determined by an unknown hand, and policed by unknown enforcers? Impossible. Within this universe we inhabit, there are where fruit falls from its tree to the ground and not into the skies, where the sun lights the days and the moon our nights. In that place we are free to act of our own will, whatever the laws of the wind and the thunder allow it. Existential Crisis, yep. The Essence of Existence Volume 1. There are some that seek pain, believing that only in suffering can we come close to the gods. The elves wallow in the deepest of wounds, relieving the pain of wars long past in the belief that they can avoid wrongdoings yet to come. Yet history proves that we are destined to repeat the same errors. What good is a lesson learned if we choose to ignore it? True meaning is not found in pain. Instead, the gods demand that we end life's tumult in the pursuit of pleasure. Pleasure of the mind, and the body, and the soul. If we look here at the Existential Crisis. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Yeah, we investigated the game, we found the skeleton, and he's like, oh, we'll have a war of wits. You gain an unreliable education on the rudimentary of philosophy. Crispin, the skeleton philosopher, challenged us to a battle of wisdom. It may be wise to study up on the subject, and then pursue more philosophical learning. We read The Essence of Existence Volume 1 and Volume 2. So, I'm going to keep looking. I believe upstairs is Volume 3. I could be wrong. I'm going to explore the whole place, just in case. There's also a trapdoor here. This is the trapdoor we first came in. That's fine. I remember this. Let's go upstairs.
Death prowls above. Ascend only if you seek it.
I'm good. This room here is where death prowls, by the way. Nevertheless, let's go in here. I don't know why I tried to do that with the Red Prince. That was easier. Hello.
If you think the master loves you more than he loves me, then Dot, you're a bigger idiot than you look.
Master's the master. Master knows the dog is better than the cat. Master says good dog. Does Master say good cat? No. No, Master does not. See?
The cat gives the dog a long, languid look of carefully disguised contempt. Then she sighs and turns to you.
Settle an argument for us.
I'll help.
Dog's body here thinks that because the master is grateful for his, meaning the dog's, mindless devotion, he loves his dog more than he loves his cat. I, on the other hand, know full well that it's the master's admiration for my general bearing, demeanour and intrinsic greatness what is most indicative of a state of actual love. He near worships me, he does.
Master loves his dog. Master thinks his cat is cool, not the same thing.
You're a moron.
No, I'm not. I'm black-brown.
See what I'm doing? Come on, settle the argument. Tell him he's wrong.
There is benefit to actually choosing one over the other. I think they tell you where a diamond is in the house or something. Use of the dog is right. The master may admire the cat, but admiration is not love.
Told you.
Yeah, I ain't buying. Sell me on it.
Alright. Push the point. To be admired is not to be loved. Her owner loves the cat's elegance, the beauty, because it makes him feel cultured and urban. But he no more loves the cat than his possessions.
I suppose that makes sense. Hang on. So, you think I'm beautiful, do ya?
See? I was right. Oh, thank you. I knew the master loved me more, else he wouldn't have let me go down to where all the juicy meat bones are.
Ask where his hoard of limbs might be.
You can't see it because it's under a carpet thingy that's nice to sleep on, but a bit of the floor comes up and you go down some steps. You'll smell it when you get there.
Indeed.
Hello.
Hello, Dot. I have your collar. There you go. Been carrying that collar for ages. I think you can actually use the collar in some way to actually, to finish that quest more succinctly, I guess would be the best way to put it. Here we go. The Essence of Existence, Volume 3. I also didn't read this, The Feet of the Four. The Feats of the Four, beyond the mighty heroes of Driftwood, and the feats of which we owe them our thanks. Garrick, a human who slew the necromancers preying upon the dead of the Stone Garden. Bromley, a dwarf who defeated the demons that plague the Great Woodlands. Vidya, a lizard who subdued my timer well, my phone battery just went dead, so my timer's gone. It should be fine. Who subdued the strangest beasts that arose from primordial caverns east of Driftwood, and Hulla, an elf, who defended the farmers who feed Driftwood against pitiless bandits. They are immortals through their deeds. Their implements of victory shall rest where they slew their enemies. I wonder if that actually tells you where their things are even without fighting them. The Essence of Existence, Volume 3. Is it wrong to kill a man? Or is it? Sorry, it is wrong to kill a man, or is it? What if that man has killed another? Is it wrong then? If yes, then what if he has killed 2 others? Or 3? How many shall die at his hand before we can put him to death with a clear conscience? Is it wrong to steal? But is it wrong... Sorry, it is wrong to steal. I keep reading them as questions for some reason. But is it wrong for a poor man to thieve bread from a rich man who stores loaves in abundance? How empty must the thief's belly be before we forgive him his crime? How full must the rich man's granary be? There can never be one law that answers the question of what is right and what is wrong. There is only a river of justice, steered by the impulses of men and women, gods and goddesses, chance and nature. And with that, I believe... we read 3 books on philosophy. This might be enough to defeat Crispin. Cool. So we've now studied philosophy, which is hilarious. It's like the best way to actually, like, to beat him. I've beaten him before, but every time I've beaten him before, it's been,
This door is locked tight, but there's a sliding hatch at ankle height. Grains of sand drift from beneath the door and form the tiniest dunes.
The only times I've beaten him before is, 1, you can beat him with Feign, because it's just hilarious, because for all Fein's answers, he doesn't answer the question, he just confounds him with another question, and it's hilarious. The second way you can beat him is if you have the right tags, you just have the knowledge to be able to beat him, which is quite cool as well. Slide open the hatch and peek into the room.
Peering in, you can barely see as your vision is limited by a cobweb draped across the hatch. You think you see an empty room carpeted with sand. It's quiet in the room, too quiet.
I'm gonna do a quick save here. I can't remember how hard this fight is, but it's not easy.
Before you stands the ghost of an older woman. Clad in flowing Magister's robes, she peers around the room as if looking for something lost. On seeing you, she brightens and extends an ethereal hand.
Magister Pavlonia, charmed to meet you, I'm sure.
Noble, bow deeply.
As she reaches for you, her hand passes right through your arm. She shrieks, horror animating her face.
Oh, my hand! My fingers!
Kindly inform her that she is, in fact, deceased.
Well, really, I'm quite aware of that. But I am not fully myself. I keep forgetting things somehow. It's hard to hold all the threads together when you've fallen apart yourself. Wait, the spider! It was the spider! She chewed me. Bits of me. Slowly. I keep looking, but I can't find myself.
Ask her what she's doing here in the first place.
Yes. I came from the Black Pits to negotiate with Riker here in his house. We needed to ensure that scoundrel wouldn't interfere with our plans there.
Mm-hmm.
He must have mixed something into the delightful rose tea he served me. And then...
Fed you to a spider.
Next I knew, I was rolled up in webbing as his spider sucked the marrow right from my bones and nibbled my limbs off.
That's horrible.
I hope you didn't drink any tea downstairs.
Ask why the power of the Magisters would need to negotiate with one man.
He's a master sorcerer. Everyone knows that. But he's too powerful to take to the joy. And besides, he had some business that coincided with Dallas's interests. Of course, if he were to act up, we could always work on his little vulnerability to fortify. So Dallas ordered him left alone, providing he didn't interfere with Magister business in the Black Pits.
And he killed the messenger, interestingly. The Black Pits. Wonder what kind of plants the Magisters have there.
She throws you a haughty glance. In the sharp lines of her face, you see steely determination overtaking the spirit's distracted
Still a Magister.
mind.
None of your... Never mind.
This is all a little too much drama. Take your leave. I'll take that. Recipe for cursed poison. And there is actually a cursed poison flask here. I'm less interested in that. I want the recipe, though. Cool. So, spiders are a thing. Hello.
The spider spindles right up to you, her long, long legs tickling the sandy floor. A malevolent intelligence gleams forth from 8 beady eyes. She opens her mouth, hissing at you.
Don't you know, my little pepper pot, that it's ever such bad manners to enter a queen's boudoir without permission? But what's this? Something familiar beats within your heart? A venom promise, a gift from one of my kind.
Because we got the kiss from the spider. Specifically, she was a were-spider, but spider nonetheless.
She shuffles her enormous body closer, looming over you until you are enveloped under her shadow. Venom sizzles to the sand from her fangs as you are pinned in place under all 8 of her eyeballs.
You come here for me. You desire another spider's kiss.
Shrug. You'll try anything once, but you've already tried that.
How rude you are, Sugar Plum. But I'm not interested in you like that. I've already got plenty of babies. So you are still prey, but of a different kind. I hunger, and I hear my princelings blubbering in their loving cocoons. Time for us to feast.
Yeah, I'll just kill
Her
her.
fangs drool venom that sizzles on the sand.
You can deal with her,
There's no time
and
to
with
think about
successful
that,
persuasion, you're
because
fine.
raising up on her hind legs, she pounces right at you.
Alright, so these egg sacs will actually go, which hatch little spiders, as you might imagine. I'm not particularly worried about them. I will use some sauce here, though. Yeah, you can't target them, interestingly. I think you can technically destroy them because you can, like, auto-target them, but... eh. As you can see, little spiders everywhere. I believe they're pretty easy to kill from memory. 93 damage? Yeah, pretty easy. Let's see whether or not I can actually kill them by attacking that one. You just hatched them earlier, that's interesting. I believe they're like banelings, so they run at you and explode in acid. I still have AP, which is insane. This should be a piece of piss, theoretically. It's only level 12. Oh no, they get their turn now. Interesting. As long as they're all kind of grouped up, I can kill them all pretty easily. I don't think she gets an attack of opportunity if I move here. She did, but whatever. Let's do close circuit. Perfect. And I can move here with 0 AP, and then... how far can I move with 0 AP? A fair way, actually. Nice. I mean, 13 HP, I can kill her pretty easily. And there's one little one underneath her. And an egg somewhere? Where's the egg? Oh, in the corner. Sure, do like... There, I think it'll work. Perfect. So that was actually a really, really easy fight. She also had a lot of shit. Also, I'm just walking through acid to get all this shit, by the way. There's a disembodied hand here, which I'm going to grab just in case it's that Magister's. I may be able to allow her to pass on. There was also a chest back here. Yoinked. These doors, by the way, lead you down into the corner rooms. There's really not a whole lot of benefit to going down there. You can just go down the stairs just as easily. Let's loot these spiderlings. Coward doesn't want to walk through the acid. Carrying too much again. Alright, let's talk to her again, see if this disembodied hand is hers.
Pavlonia gazes searchingly around the floor near her, muttering to herself.
Given the severed hand, is this yours?
Is that... It is my hand!
She stretches out her ghostly arm and wriggles ethereal fingers into the slightly chewed and more than a little decomposed hand.
More than a little decomposed, all hyphenated into one word.
Oh, the threads are coming back together now. You, sorcerer, you helped me. I should help you. Stay away from the black pits, far away. There are black ring there, prisoners. And if my colleagues catch a sniff of your sorcery there, they're liable to treat you just the same.
Waving her ghostly hand at you, Pavlonia disappears beyond visibility to meet her fate.
I don't necessarily want to kill all Magisters. She seemed like, honestly, kind of a nice elderly old lady. So I don't feel the need to kill her. The last thing I'm going to do in this episode is that now that I have all the required philosophy under my belt, I'm actually going to go, and I think actually the fastest way there is probably to fast travel. Because I believe he's just down here. But now that we've read up on philosophy, we can challenge this guy to a philosophical duel. And worst case scenario, we die. It's fine.
Got yourself together? Let's soul bond and see who's got a better handle on this reality of ours.
A chance to show up this know-it-all? Accept the offer enthusiastically.
Oh, how fun. Just touch this bone on my rib cage here, right over where my heart would be, if, well, you know.
You reach for the rib in question, but nothing feels different. Not until you try to pull your finger away and it remains glued to the bone.
All right, mister. Deep thought. First up, our purpose in life. I say it's to accumulate knowledge. Pretty great answer, eh? Can you do better than that?
I can.
His jaws clack together in a show of self-assurance.
Say that there is no greater purpose than to banish life's tumult in the pursuit of pleasure.
A shattering shiver passes through the skeleton's body from toe to head, then back again.
The cosmos agrees with you. Could it be, I don't know, my own meaning? This emptiness. No matter. Surely you cannot best me again. Tell me, Sammy Smartypants, is there such thing as free will? I say no. The gods guide our every move. I dare you to outsmart me now.
State that our individual freedoms are limited only by physical limitations. We are free to act within a defined set of rules.
How could I have been so simple when the truth is so vast? Well, I won't let you outshine me again.
The skeleton hangs his head low, then yanks it upwards again.
Is there a difference between right and wrong? The truth is that there is not. Only action and consequence. Oh ho! I got you there.
That's interesting. The villain answer actually gives you an answer here, as does Scholar. I think both of these will correctly work. The villain one is interestingly. Tell him that to do wrong is the only right we can do, for it is only in breaking the law that we can derive the most pleasure. Because that actually links back to one of the earlier answers into the meaning of life, which is kind of brilliant, actually. But reply that morality is a river steered by the impulses of men and women, gods and goddesses, chance and nature.
You feel the bond break between your finger and the skeleton. You pull your hand quickly back to your side.
I can't bear this existential agony. What have you...
Sorry, Crispin. Mass corpse explosion. I get his book. Fantastic. And now I'm carrying too much. Take this. I say, so, between episodes, I'm gonna have to sell some shit. That's clearly something that needs to happen. Because holy shit, am I over encumbered. But, that's gonna be it for this episode, because I think we're sitting on about half an hour. As I said, my timer disappeared, so we could be slightly over, we could be slightly under, but I know we were at least 20 minutes. I think we're sitting at like 35-ish. So that should be a relatively good time for an episode. Also, it's somewhat of a natural stopping point after beating those two quests. Nevertheless, that's going to be it for this episode. So, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Where I think, at this point, I can get rid of this. At this point, I think I've done everything, except kill the big beastie, which I could do next episode, because it's level 15, so it's my level. So I think I'm going to go up and kill that big beastie, and that'll give me Almira's quest done. And then I can head to Blood Moon Isle and do some demon hunting, as it were. But that's going to be it for this episode. I'll see you next time, guys.